Welcome friends to a new session on the course School Organization, Administration and Management. In this session, we will discuss the importance of school records. We will also see how records help school teachers and pupils, maintenance of school records, requisites of school records, mode of keeping records, essential records in schools, different kinds of records, registers and reports, importance of admission and withdrawal register, attendance register of staff and teachers, and pupils attendance register. A school is an important public institution. In the matter of its effective functioning, it is answerable to several bodies, agencies and authorities. To the parents, in the first place, it is responsible to show that the aims and objectives of education have been attained and the children are receiving fruitful education. To the society, in the second place, it has to give assurance and satisfaction that future citizens being prepared in it will prove equal to every social task and responsibility. To the state and central governments, in the third place, it has to give satisfaction that public funds are being best utilized for the cause of education and norms, standards and directions given by the governments are being observed honestly and efficiently. Lastly, the staff and the authorities have to provide satisfaction to the pupils by ensuring and watching their progress in studies, ascertaining and appraising their attainments and capacities and conditioning their conduct and behavior. In order that the school may obtain information and furnish it to all the concerned or interested parties, it is necessary that complete and systematic records be maintained. These records consist of a large number of documents and registers. According to Durasaro 2002, records are important tools for effective planning and administration of a school. Records and registers form the core of any organization. They provide deep insight into the state and status of the organization. A school is no exception. We maintain so many records to keep track of the events going on in the school. Every school has to keep records and registers which will facilitate to know its origin, its growth and development, its progress and efficiency at different periods, its achievement and usefulness. Records are important because they serve as major information tool that sustains the school and aids in achieving educational goals and objectives. Records restore teaching competence and maintain the trend in the history of teaching and learning processes. Therefore, maintenance of school records and registers is very important. Let us further see the importance of school records. The maintenance of records is indispensable for systematic and successful working of a school. With the increase in the functions and responsibilities of a school, the numbers of its records and registers have considerably increased. Records are essential on account of several reasons, like schools keep an account of each student on its roll and submit periodic reports which contain all the necessary information about the students. The second one, the school records help to submit to the Department of Education the budgetary statement of financial needs at the beginning of the session. Third, school records help to judge the progress of the student on rolls, their strengths and weaknesses, and help the teachers and parents to bring about desirable changes. Fourth, the records also help to know the educational achievements of a particular locality and even of the state. The fifth, school records help in the development of healthy relationship between the school and home. From the progress report, both the teachers and parents evaluate the students' achievement and progress. Sixth, School records help in undertaking educational research. Research scholars get a complete picture of student progress, instructional materials, physical development, promotion practices, different tests, etc. The research findings also help the school authorities to introduce new educational reforms. Let us now discuss in detail some more reasons why records are essential. The first is the legal requirements. The Department of Education management's provisions of educational code and other rules and regulations make it binding on the school authorities to maintain records of various types. The school has to keep up to date information about student strength, average attendance, leave, grants, expenditure, income, staff strength, activities, examination results, scholarships, vacancies, work allotment, admissions, withdrawals, etc. The second is the financial needs. The school has to submit a lot of data to justify its budget and financial needs. In order to get additional funds and posts, it produces the anticipatory student strength, staff position, position of equipment, etc. The budgetary statements of financial needs are prepared and submitted to higher authorities each year well in advance. The third is the administrative needs. Records and registers are very essential for administrative purposes. The school work cannot be planned without them. The fourth, appraisal of institutional programs. The records show the progress made by the pupils, the work done by the teachers, the guidance provided by the supervisor and other authorities, facilities provided and the utilization, etc. It will enable the administrators to know the direction in which changes are to be made for improvement. The fifth is the research needs. Records supply comprehensive and authentic data to those who undertake the responsibility of educational research and reforms. The data also facilitates statistical analysis and evaluation of policies and programs. The sixth one is a relationship with home and community. Reports based on school records and examination results are sent to parents from time to time. The data enables the teachers and headmaster to discuss student problems and shortcomings with parents in particular and the community in general. The seventh one is for future reference. Certain things which are being put into records may not look very essential today, but after some time it may be of great importance. It may throw light on the root cause of many ills, clue to any later problem, causes of deterioration, etc. They may also become a treasured document of our rich and educational heritage. It is only from records that anything of the past can be obtained. The eighth one is the essential for child's all-round growth and development. Regularly maintained detailed records of the child can keep track of the child's all-round growth and development and can be dependable in providing guidance and direction. The ninth one is efficient working. Maintenance of records in any institution will promote efficiency in it. The staff will be conscious about the fact that their activities, achievements and failings are being recorded regularly. The record makes various activities and programs clear-cut and smooth. The record provides an indication that everything is in the knowledge of the office, colleagues, headmaster, students, parents and authorities. Every teacher will show a good record so that his or her credibility in the profession remains high. We will now see how records are useful for the school, teachers as well as pupils. Records help the school to locate each pupil quickly, to have available the facts significant about each pupil, to explain and remove undesirable conditions, to find if all legal requirements are met, to determine if any administrative or other changes are desirable, to make important investigations and case studies possible, to find if school funds are adequate and wisely expended, to reduce retardation and failure to the minimum. Records help the classroom teachers to know pupils when the school year begins, to determine what work a pupil is capable of doing, to provide learning activities suitable to each pupil, to formulate a basis for the intelligent guidance of pupils, to explain the behavior characteristics or unhappy conditions of any pupil, to make possible the development of unusual capacities or exceptional talents, to identify and make proper provisions for the mentally slow, to make assignments to committee work and monitorial positions, to make periodic reports correctly and in time, to be properly informed when conferring with parents and others about a pupil. Now, records help the pupil to receive a fair consideration in his or her classification, to do his or her best in making a good record, to make progress in accordance with his or her ability, to secure development of his or her natural capabilities, to secure transfer of correct information to other schools when desired, to receive proper adjustment and guidance. Maintenance of school records. It is one of the major responsibilities of the headmaster to keep and maintain the records of his or her school. Without maintaining records and keeping them up to date, he or she will soon lose grip over this institution, teachers and students. Ultimate responsibility in respect of these records falls on him or her. It is simply expected of him or her that he or she is well conversant with this aspect of their job. Although it carries out this responsibility through members of the staff and laboratory staff, yet they have to maintain touch with all the records of the school. They have to check and verify these records from time to time. The school office. The school office is the custodian and keeper of most of the school records. Every high or senior secondary school must have an office, preferably in a separate room. It should also be spacious. As it is the coordinating center for the school, it is desirable that it is centrally located. The office will look after a number of important duties like maintenance of records, correspondence, accounts, stores, typing and duplicating, attending to visitors, miscellaneous office work. Now we shall discuss the requisites of school records. If the school records have to serve the desired purpose, they should be maintained by keeping in mind a number of considerations. The first one is accuracy. All information, facts and figures contained in the school records should be correct and accurate. The records should be genuine, valid and reliable. They should not misguide anybody in any way. Accuracy can be ensured by prompt entries and their regular and systematic checking. The second is completeness. The records should not be left incomplete. Data about every child, every teacher, every activity, every house examination and every department should be complete in its detail. The third is utility. Every record should be maintained with utilitarian motives and considerations. It should serve the purpose of reference in future. Fourth is easy maintenance. The records and registers should be maintainable and should require a minimum of time and energies for making entries. Fifth is systematic maintenance. It is necessary for avoiding duplication in its maintenance and its loss for future reference. The filing should be flawless so that the entire record is usable to the greatest advantage even after a long time. Finally, availability. It should be possible to locate it promptly at the time of need. Its placement and storing should not be such which necessitates endless searching when reference has to be made. We will now discuss the mode of keeping records. First one, prepare a stock list of registers maintained in the school. Second, write distinctly and completely the necessary identity on the outer cover of each register, such as the name of the institution, the name of the register, the opening and closing dates, and the number of pages. Third, number all the pages in the register and never tear any page under any circumstances. If at all a page is left unused, it should be cancelled. Fourth, keep the registers neat and tidy and avoid overwriting. Fifth, get each cutting attested by the headmaster. Sixth, do not start a new register till the previous one is completely full. And lastly, fill up every column provided in a prescribed register and avoid leaving blank space between entries. Essential records in the school. Every school needs to maintain several types of records and registers so as to make the process of administration efficient. A school is accountable to the students, parents, government, managing committee and the larger society. This necessitates proper record keeping for present and future reference. We will now see the different kinds of records, registers and reports. The school records may be classified as the first one, the general records, under which come the calendar, logbook, visitors book, service registers of the employees, admission register, personal record of the teachers, transfer certificate file and duty registers of teachers. The second is the financial records, under which come the acquittance roll, contingency register, bill register, register of scholarship, register of donation, students fund register, cash book and fee collection register. The third is the correspondence records, under which come the register for dispatch and receipts, order circulation file of the department, casual leave register, register of DO letters, examination file, etc., under which come the general timetables, teachers timetable, workload statement of the teachers, teachers diary, terminal examination register, register for maintaining cumulative record card, inspection record of the headmaster, order book of the headmaster, health cards of the students, register of private tuition and register of punishment, etc. The fifth is the equipment records, under which are the stock book of furniture and school appliances, issue register of furniture, library catalogue, library issue register, stock and issue register, stock register of craft articles, stationery register, register for newspaper and magazines. Let us now discuss about the admission and withdrawal register. It is one of the most important school registers. The head of the school is personally responsible for its sanctity. According to departmental rules, it is to be kept permanently and therefore it should be durable enough and should be kept in safe custody. It is a permanent record of all the pupils who are admitted to a school. It contains the serial number and name of the pupil, his or her father's name, occupation and address, date of birth, date of admission to the school and class to which admitted. Each child retains this register number as long as he or she remains in the school. It also contains a column for entering the date of pupil's withdrawal or migration from the school as and when it takes place. A new entry is made if a pupil leaves a school and rejoins it by producing school leaving certificate from another school. Special care is to be taken in recording date of birth of every student. It should be correctly entered and there should be no overwriting. The entry once made should not be altered unless authorized by competent authority. This entry regarding date of birth is very important as it is often required as documentary evidence in important matters. Now we shall see the importance of admission and withdrawal registers. It serves as a historical document or reference with detailed records of every child who was admitted to the school. The admission register is a reference for tracing the entry progress and exit of any student admitted into the school. It is useful in supplying information on the personal and family background of students. It becomes a vital document for the settlement of legal controversies and claims. It contains reliable data about each student which may be needed for the planning and administration of the educational system, and it shows students who withdraw from the school. We will now see in detail about the attendance register of staff and teachers. To record the daily attendance of the teachers, schools maintain the teachers' attendance register. This shows the time of arrival and departure of the teachers on each day. There may be separate register for teaching and non-teaching staff. It should be regularly signed by a teacher or staff twice a day. Holidays and their nature should be entered in this register. It should also indicate the number and nature of leave taken by teachers such as casual leave, sick leave, leave without pay, duty leave, etc. It should be kept in office or in the room of the headmaster. When the first period starts, it should go to the headmaster for verification. Some uses of attendance registers are: it helps to maintain institutional discipline, informs about absentees, inculcates values like regularity and punctuality, and it provides an overview of leaves taken by staff members. Next is a pupil's attendance register. An attendance register is a book in which the presence or absence of students in a school is recorded on a daily basis. It is a statutory record that must be kept by every school. This is another important register to be kept in each class, and it shows the names of pupils on the roll of the class with his or her attendance on every working day. The class teacher is the custodian of this record. The student's roll call is taken once or twice daily by the teacher concerned. This register is maintained section wise. The attendance is marked in the beginning of the school day and in the afternoon at the closing time or a little earlier. Presence is generally noted by P, absence by A, and leave by L. Late comers, irregular students and truants can be easily detected from this register. Leave in genuine cases is granted if proper application duly signed by the parent or guardian is submitted. The name of the pupil who remains absent without leave for 12 consecutive attendances is struck off the rolls. Holidays are indicated in red ink. Attendance is recorded regularly without leaving any blanks. The fees, funds and fines realized from each pupil are also shown against his or her name. On the last working day of each month, a summary of average daily attendance and other necessary information is prepared by the teacher in charge. The register is checked by another teacher and countersigned by the headmaster every month. Its importance includes providing necessary data like admission number, name and roll number that may be requested from time to time by concerned authorities. It could be used to identify total intake of a class and total number of girls and boys. It helps to locate any student during school time. It is also helpful in identifying sick students, truants, absentees and students who attend school regularly. Now let us summarize what we have just discussed. The emphasis of school must shift from examination to education. Credit has to be given to the actual work done by the students day by day, of which complete and careful records should be maintained. In order that the school may obtain information and furnish it to all the concerned or interested parties, it is necessary that complete and systematic records should be maintained. These records consist of a large number of documents and registers. In this session, we dealt with school records and registers. We also discussed about the importance of school records, and we saw how records help the school, teachers and pupils, the maintenance of school records, requisites of school records, the mode of keeping records, essential records in schools, different kinds of records, registers and reports, the importance of admission and withdrawal register, the attendance register of staff and teachers and pupils attendance register. Thank you for watching this session on school records and registers. We will meet again with another topic. Have a good day.